OBS. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. What a way to start the stream by just blowing everyone's eardrums out. Hello. It's me. I'm here. We are back to working on this. We got a little bit distracted over the weekend. We played some games. We had some fun. But now it's time to get back to work. And we're pretty close to being done. There's not really too much left to do, except for really finalize. We're just looking for bugs. We're looking for reviewing the code, looking for anything. Is the category still not updated? I updated the category before after I went live. It should be updated. Try refreshing the page. I should have changed the category before I pressed the live button, but you know, it happens. Either way, we're here. Now too good. Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay. So, yeah, what was I saying? We're sort of in the closing moments of this template. We have to look at all the bits that we've made and sort of work out how we can improve them. If there's things we want to change, I need to look at the weapon manager because I took that from the first person shooter, and to be honest, like it's less complicated in this context. For a third person shooter, generally there's like less things that you need to do. So there's that. We can improve that there. Other than that, maybe animations. I was looking at the Adobe license, and essentially I really shouldn't be packaging the Mixamo animations in a template. So I probably need to consider doing my own animations, which probably leads to a big drop in quality, if you know what I'm saying. So there's that as well. But I've made some changes over the weekend while you guys weren't watching. And the first one is sometimes it breaks. I need to look at that. If when I'm switching weapons, it doesn't switch quite right. But I updated this animation, so it's still not great, but at least it covers like a pretty wide area. So we can bonk this guy pretty good. And the animation's pretty quick, so it feels pretty good to do. But that's really like on me. As far as the way that we're doing this is concerned, it's okay, I guess. I'm sure some people will have some things to say about that, but you know, it is what it is. A couple of other things that I noticed was the sprint to jump situation's it feels really bad. Hey Turbo Seb, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, there's a couple of things we can improve on. Just sort of around looking for bugs. I'm gonna start planning out the videos, work out exactly how I'm gonna put them together, and at some point as well, we need to look at the enemy. But that's probably like a stage 2 kind of thing, if we even make it that far. Depends on the response. So, what was I looking at? Oh, okay, so right before I went live, I was sort of looking at the camera code, and basically there's a part of the code which makes the character go invisible when you clip with it, only it's not working anymore. And I tried to make some changes so you can clip inside it. We really don't want that. What we want is maybe the shader to disappear or something like that. I would say is probably the best thing to do in that situation. So I want to look at that. You can see the printouts down below saying standard material. That was me. I think the audio of your stream is quite low compared to other channels. Yeah, I don't understand that because I'm peaking it in the yellows here. Maybe I can turn it up. We can go all the way to negative. I don't know, actually. Yeah, I suppose we're at this point. Go to 0. That's as loud as you want to make it. I do use OBS. I sort of try to keep things at -6 dB. Most websites do something called normalization, which means I shouldn't really have to worry if my volume is low, but obviously that's not the case. But yeah, so sitting around -10 dB is, I think, good. I mean, I'm hitting reds if I speak too closely to the microphone or that kind of stuff. I don't know. Good morning, afternoon, keep it up the work. Just a question, is there going to be a camera switch from right to left shoulder? Wait for it. Taunt. Good question. There already is. We can do that already. The visual volume bar is weird with the OBS. It's good now. Oh yeah, I turned it up to 0, so whatever. We'll run with 0 dB. Is that boss fight I made got 150 views, which is a lot for the channel. That's good. Yeah, I watched that. It's cool. It's cool that you can do that. I think it would be cooler if you could make the video react, but I don't know how you would do that. It's probably not possible. So yeah, we can switch sides with the camera. I'm also thinking as like maybe something to stretch with, to like, because right now the character can't unequip any of the weapons. It's just automatically assuming that it's very much like action orientated. So it's not like an adventure game where if you're aiming, it's out to the side, and if you put the weapon away, it would go to the center. There is the ability to go to the center. The code that runs this, essentially, I was looking at it today because I'm trying to like think of ways that it can be improved. All it does is align camera. It takes a position and it tweens the position. And so I have a function here called set camera center, which aligns it to 0. So like the function exists, I'm just not using it because I don't have like a reason to. There's no way to like unequip weapons, which is something we can look into. But right now I want to look at the shader. And so what I know you can do, the husks, chaff is the husks of corn
Chaff
separating.
is the husks of corn or other seeds separated by winnowing or threshing. So seed gams.
Yeah, that is exactly, I'm the bottom of the barrel, man. If you're watching me, you've watched it all. So I started, okay, someone said that I should try and make a small ARG instead of spending so much time on a few. So I started a new one, takes place in a different universe. Also doing it from scratch, because why not? Yeah. Doing it on scratch, why not? Yeah, of course. If you know how to use it. I mean, the game that you showed me the other day was really good. So like, and if that was made on scratch, actually, I think you said it was made on Penguin something or other. But like, you know, like if it's capable of making the game you want to make, there's nothing wrong with using that. Okay, so what am I trying to show you guys? Right, so what I want to do is essentially fade out the albedo on the material here. You can see this. I've set these materials up so that I can do that, but for whatever reason, so I could fade it to like this. YouTube chat isn't showing on stream. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know, because there's this funny thing that you have to do in order to make that happen, except, well, at least with the, where is it? With the thing that I use, is that I have to activate the YouTube chat after I turn on the stream, and sometimes I forget. Okay, it's there now, so YouTube boys will show up. There we go, there's Mario Man 98. I've got to be careful because Scratch is for everyone, and the villain is the most horrific one so far. Scratch is for everyone? What does that mean? I don't understand. I mean, it's your project. Hang on a second, we got some problem with the audios. Wrong button. The camera died. The camera died. Hang on a second. Is the audio better? Ooh. I don't even know what happened. Display capture? Yeah, so U-green capture. Oh, did the screen? Nah, the camera's just busted. I also I unplugged the audio, but we're back. We're back now. But I don't know actually. Isolated capture's not working. We're in trouble, boys. I think the camera's done for the night. Oh, it's not turned on. That might affect why it's not working. I killed it. Hello, camera. Oh no. It's not turning on, guys. It might be dead. Hang on. It's back on, but it's still not. What if I delete the? Oh my god. Remove. Are you sure you want to remove it? It's just the trees behind it. And then I add it back. What is it called? It's a media source, right? No. Goose fat ate the camera. Game capture, display capture. Audio. Video capture device. That's what it's called. U-green capture. Oh my god. It's just me. Just my face. That's me pulling the plug on the audio system because it was making a strange noise. Let's just reposition that in its conveniently located spot. I mean, it's not quite right actually. Okay, I don't understand what to do. Ooh. The other option would be to kill the actual capture device, not the camera. Which I've forgotten which is which. So, wish me luck, boys. Maybe not. Hang on a second. Nothing's working. I don't know what. I just noticed that description still submit your game. Oh, okay. Yeah, I should probably correct that too. Goodness. Stream's a mess, guys. For TTS, does it say GooseFat 2017 routine when I do it? No, it doesn't. It just reads the message. I can change that though. Edit. Discord. Join the Discord. Dave. Okay. Okay, well. We have one last option. Which is to switch camera devices. And I don't know how well that's going to work either. In fact, I don't think it will because, quite frankly, the stand I'm using doesn't going to support the iPhone. And I think it's an OBS thing at this point because I've unplugged the camera multiple times and it still shows the picture of my face. So I think it's the camera. I mean, I think it's OBS. Like I would need to restart OBS, but then like the stream's gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? Forget what button. Yeah, shit's busted. Yeah, okay. I think for sure it's this related to the So our only other option is the old webcam. Give me a moment. Okay, get ready to experience pixels. That's all I can say. Get ready to experience pixels because this webcam is bad. Video capture device, okay. You green? No signal. Ooh, hang on a second. I've got a clue. Guys, I'm getting a clue. Oh shit, sorry. I've got a massive clue right now. It is everywhere. Okay, she's running. Right. Okay. Fingers crossed here. We go add a video capture device. And then go video capture device. Hey! It's me. Hey, look, it's the old webcam that I was going to use until I realized that. That could work. Okay. Oh, shit. Everything's like messed up because like cut. Wait. Oh, sorry. Okay, my bad. We got it. Audio. Okay, so then we just shrink this bad boy down. Okay. Shrink this bad boy down. It's pretty funny. How can I do this so I can show myself? We're back, boys. In the most ghetto of ways. There's like a massive crop because it's a because it's a GoPro, so it's like really wide. So I normally have like a wicked crop on it. Filters. Add a filter. Crop. I think it's something in the orders of like 500 pixels. Yeah, something like that, eh? And then there's a little bit off the top because it's just like I sit way too low. 200 off the top? That seems a little bit too much. Go with a 100. Not quite right. It'll do. And then I just turn the camera away, turn the camera. Okay, I'm there. I'm here. Okay, my mind thought some ad when it says A, then the company name. What? Okay, ghetto streamers, ghetto. I hate ads. I thought to myself, Alright, keyboard's intact. Number pad, I ditched that before. Okay, we're back. Right, okay, so what the hell was I saying before we went on that little adventure? Basically, I want to fade out the model, like this. Sometimes I send multiple messages, so the last one doesn't make sense with the rest. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes I won't see them, and I'll read it out, and I'll be confused. It happens. The nature of streaming. Yeah, so we're going to go down to something like 0.3 or whatever. That's what I want to do. But for some reason, the script that I wrote this afternoon doesn't work. I'm still having tech issues. But we can review that by listening to the stream. Just chuck this bad boy on, and I'll bring the stream up on my own device and listen to my voice, which is going to be really gross. Okay, but I gotta talk for me to hear myself. Yeah, I don't know. How's the audio quality for you guys? I think it sounds okay through these headphones. And the delay is wild, actually. Yeah. 2 or 3 times I sent a message on big YouTube streams, and they read it aloud, and I always surprised because I think it only happens with small YouTubers. I think the issue will be with that is like, for a larger stream, there's a lot of text coming past, and it can be hard, right? Like even my chat moves pretty slow, right? Like we got 10, sometimes more, but mostly we sit around like between 8 and 10. So it's easy for me to read it. But you know, but yeah. Yeah, I remember. I've watched streamers like with 100k, not 100k, but like 30k viewers, 30k concurrent, and it's like when they read your chat, you're like, you know. I think maybe on your end. But thanks for letting me know. I mean, if they're watching the stream, then I don't really need to type this, do I? But I still appreciate it when people point out that kind of stuff. Lost frames. Yeah, we're dropping frames. We're dropping kilobits as well. We're all over the shop. It's gonna be one of those streams, boys and girls. Okay. So this code is basically what I want to do is change the albedo alpha. By the way, the entire concept for my ARG is based off a Reddit post. Well, I'm assuming then it's going to be edgy as heck, right? Like, because Reddit is ultimate edgelord, hanging out on Reddit. I mean, I say that as someone who hangs out on Reddit, by the way. But okay, so here it is. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm looping through an array of meshes, and I'm getting the active material, and F00. It's color code. Thank you for that. Basically, I'm looping through the material and getting the active material, and then I'm checking, obviously, if it's the standard material, and I'm gonna do this material.albedo color -1, but I'm assuming this get active material isn't actually getting the active material. So it is what it is. I'm gonna have to, there's other ways to get the material. Did you know that if you killed 400 grown men and harvested the blood, you could use the iron in the blood to make a longsword? I mean, it sounds really inefficient. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I don't know if that's the most efficient way to get some, but yeah, I guess for like a bad guy, maybe, if there's like a reason for it. Do you remember that scene from the X-Men? I think it's X-Men 3. I can't remember. One of the ones from like the thousands, right? Where Magneto escapes from the plastic prison because his girlfriend fills the guy up with iron supplements in the bathroom of a diaper. That shit's crazy. And then he like pulls it out of him and then like kills him. It's psycho shit. When you're trying to make the character transparent when you aim. Yeah, so what we want to do is essentially, when we get into situations like when we're against this wall and the cursor is like close enough to the player, and especially when we zoom in, like this is not helpful, you know? We're not in a helpful position. Obviously you can switch sides, but there is a detection on the camera that can tell us when the camera is too close to the player. So we can detect that, and we can actually make the material transparent when we're too close. Not necessarily when we aim, but when we're too close. So the question is, this is not the active material, apparently, or it's not surface material override. What's it returning? Maybe it's returning some of these. I don't know. I don't actually know. It's returning something, but it's not actually doing anything for whatever reason. And it is like actually making all the way through the code, because I've got a printout here. So the material is getting picked up, and the material is a standard material, and that means we are doing this. Current color A, material 1. Do you think maybe I have to apply that? I would say, actually, you know what? I think I forgot a step. I need to go material.a equals current color 1. Current color. .a. Material.albedo color. Like generally, like with how I expect a resource to work, this should be enough for it. But like, because the current color is the material.albedo color, I don't know, whatever. .a equals current color .a, because we're changing it basically. But realistically, if that's how it's going to work, I could just cut all this out and just go material.albedo color.a equals 0.1. 99% of my villains have motivation, and their mental illness makes them evil. Well, that's generally what makes people evil in the first place. So, hey, it works. Okay, cool. That was my mistake. So now, for example, it doesn't work on the reverse, but that's okay. You will be able to see through the player. Basically, this is what we're going for. Looks good. Okay, let's make it go backwards, which is, let's just ditch this. We don't need that. And we'll probably have to do some easing on this to make it look a little bit better. Material.albedo color. So my code was just bad. That's the answer to most of my problems, isn't it? You know, I don't know. Kill camera when stream at 31 minutes. Even the AI has, because it's part of its code was destroyed. Well, AI is pretty evil anyway. So, okay, so cool. Now the camera can still go inside the player, but I guess that's okay. I don't know if I like that, but it is what it is. But now we can see, okay, now we have another issue, which is that the camera can actually, the raycast from the camera we're shooting actually can detect the character's collision shape. And then obviously the math is wrong and where the bullet needs to go, so now it goes backwards rather than going straight through. So we've got to fix that. That is actually not related to the camera, but my messages aren't showing up on stream chat again. Oh, it's right there. I can see. What you talking about? Maybe because you're sending them too quickly. I would say that's probably it. I don't actually know. I'm using a third-party service. So could be related to that. That there's some that don't. But yeah, I need to update. 2 of them didn't. Yeah, they got missed. Don't know why. Okay, so let's do some easing on this. So this is pretty easy. We just go map tween, right, equals get tree dot create tween. Get tree is a function. Dot create tween. And then we're gonna go. Actually, that's it. We don't really need to do anything else. And so it's just going to be mat tween. You're typing short and very quick and basically spam the chat. Oh yeah, maybe the spam filter's taking over. I don't know, because it shows up in YouTube, right? But like, it doesn't show through onto the chat thing. Honestly, I'm okay with that. That's how I tend to talk. Yeah, I think that's maybe a young person thing. I tend to like write in big thingos most of the time, depending on what I'm trying to say. Matt Tween. Just an observation I've had since doing this. Tween property. Object. Here we go. Material. Let's see if we get this right. And then the property is the albedo color. Whoa. And we go like this, right? And then the final variant, I think in this case is 1. And then duration, we'll just make it like fast, like 0.2, right? What's wrong? Matt Tween has no static type. That's fine. Tween. There is no contest currently running. Pantad. Interesting. I don't know what you're up to, Usfat. I don't know Twitch that well. I need to learn a bit, think a little bit about it. I mean, I've been saying that since day dot, right? Okay. Now we've got a Tween going. Oh, we should be good. Let's have a look. Probably still a little bit too quick. Looks very good though. Probably, what did I say, too quick? I think it actually needs to be quicker. Let's just halve the speed. That was not the speed. Half the speed. Okay. Yeah, good enough. Now, the other thing that I've noticed is that in this particular case, there's not really any reason to fade out the character. Is there a feature to bet channel points? Yeah, if I run like a bet, like I think what I can do is I can create a, if I go to Twitch, I can create a prediction, right? Raid channel. Stream avatars you can gamble with. Stream avatars you can gamble with. Okay. Dude, I don't understand this stuff, eh? I don't know how to do Gamba. What's this? Add stream marker Gamba. Where's the Gamba? Chat. Toggle emote, clear chat history, toggle follow only chat. Community, raid channel, manage polls. Channel reward. Points reward queue. Start a prediction. Stream together. I don't know actually. Anyway, getting distracted again. We want to look at the size of the collision shape. Alright, it's probably a little bit too big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. 0.3. Like that. And now it doesn't happen unless you go down too much. There's not really any reason to ever fade it out when you're in this situation. So I don't know, like. So basically this is the only reason. So maybe I need to make it like actually pretty small. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now, let's fix the camera collision. I thought I had that under control, but I guess I don't. So, what I want to do is I need to go to the projectile and the camera raycast. I've got a collision mask here, and it's probably wrong, I'm guessing. Stream avatars, 21, what the heck? What the heck are you talking about? NA Games, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I see those eyes. What are those eyes for? Stream avatars? You can gamble with stream avatars as money? What is stream avatars? Man, I'm so confused. I'm out of the loop here. That's clean. I think I'll have to add this to my third person. Yeah, I think fading out the character is a good idea. Oh, stream avatars is like platform. Oh. Oh, those are those things like walking around someone's screen. I've seen those. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not into it. I'm sorry. Alright. Alright, this collision thing is not working. Clearly. Now let's have a look at what the player sits on. Player sits on layer 2. So why am I... What layer am I trying to avoid? I'm way off. This is for projectiles themselves. Ah. I see. Am I loud? What's going on? NA games, you have to type clearly. Oh. Things are broken today. Yeah, my stream thingo is not working. I don't know. We're having tech issues. We've been having tech issues all afternoon. Anyway, we just need to take and put a 0 here. Will this be multiplayer? No, but I am interested in learning about that. I was thinking about that the other day. I am interested in understanding that, but we'll see. This project will be just single player focused. All right. It's still detecting the capsule. Okay. I really thought that would be enough. Is this a camera raycast? I don't know. Stream all good. Okay. In Jolt, this is set to be true by default. Hit from inside, that's not an issue. Ray, set collision mask. Is there a second raycast that we're doing? Hang on a second. But it wouldn't matter if we were doing a second raycast. Because it would, if we were doing a second raycast, then it would never really even matter. It just wouldn't matter. So am I doing this wrong? I thought, I mean, it's working for these. This is the mask. So the player sits on layer 2. Player doesn't really need to sit on any layer. I am Reaper Paper again. I don't know what you mean, EMS, but welcome back to the stream. It's been a while since I've seen you in chat. Yeah, okay, I don't know. But I guess what we can do is just do a quicker check, because I suspect that if we actually, if the collision is empty, right, intersection.collider, we can grab this and just print its name. And I betcha, I got to actually type print, it's gonna be the character. Character body 3D, it is. So we're definitely hitting that. The question is why? If we've got the mask, am I misunderstanding what that does? The physics layer query will detect as a bit mask by default. All collision layers are detected. See collision layers and masks. Documentation for more. In my I mean, I'm doing it right. Anyway, because we know that it's working for a fact with the projectiles. So why is it not working for the character? What are we making? We're working on a third-person template. EMS. So this will just become like a part of the tutorials that I make for YouTube, and it'll potentially be incorporated into a final project when I eventually get around to making that. But for now, we're just working on making a template that people with the Godot game engine can use, and yeah, we'll just roll from there. Now, we're trying to figure out why we can raycast onto the collision capsule when we're specifically saying that the projectile collision mask is not here. Maybe this is the wrong one. I'm just going to go down the list. In theory, it should be like, if you count backwards, this should be 0, 1, 2, right? Make dropkick? I don't know what you mean. Oh, that's not working. Got to do the mouse click. Okay. Okay, that's not it. I'm gonna just keep trying them until one of them works. How would I be able to inspect that? It doesn't exist in the scene tree, so
adding multiplayer to min now.
To min now? It doesn't even make any sense. I turned down the desktop audio too. That was probably really quiet. I don't know. There's a balance to be had here. What does it sound like? It's pretty loud. It's a thing where you jump and kick with your body in a straight line. A drop kick. Jump. Oh, I know what you're talking about. A drop kick in my world is when you drop a football onto the ground and it hits the ground and bounces back up and then you kick it. But that's maybe an Australian thing. A drop kick. A flying kick. Long live Twitch scam. Thank you so much for the follow, and now I'm going to ban you. Yeah, I thought I filtered those out, but I guess I missed one. Oh well. Is each 1 and 0 for each layer? Yes. That's how it works. So I can show you, well, that's how I thought it worked. If I look for the projectile, rigid body projectile here, rigid body bullet. So if I look at this, it's on layer 4, right? And then if you go back to the projectile code and you go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is the 5th one in the line. So in theory then, it would be this one here, right? That you would need to make 0. Did I try that one? I thought I tried all of them. Will you notice me when you are popular and the comments are filled with people? They're not working. I don't think I'm going to get that popular, to be honest, but we'll see. But if I do, I will definitely notice you. The thing is, seeing chat's really hard when it's going quick. So who knows? Alright. I guess I'm just going to go along until I find the one that I need. I actually don't know. Okay, I must be in the wrong section. I'm convinced I'm in the wrong spot. So what happens? Let's break down the code. Alright? Because that's the only thing to do when you can't figure something like this out. If I go to the weapon manager, right? Go to the player, go to the weapon manager. So when you hit the shoot button, obviously the shoot function is called. And if the weapon is ready, if the weapon has ammo, we fire the weapon. But that's a ray, and the other one is a rigid body 2D. 3D? Yeah, but that particular raycast is the thing that's determining the direction of that rigid body. So we want it to ideally not hit. That's why it's going backwards. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to go through the code because maybe I'm having a moment and that's not actually the right spot to go. So if the weapon is ready and it has ammo, we fire the weapon, right? When we fire the weapon, we load the projectile and we change the state. But here's the thing we do. We load the projectile. And the projectile is the projectile to load dot instantiate, which is a projectile, right? We add the child, we set owner, yada, yada, yada. We come to this code here, which is where I was, right? And so what happens when we fire the projectile? Now it's actually not this code, technically. If I go to the rigid body projectile, it's got its own class, so we should check that. What do? We get the camera raycast, and then we launch the rigid body. Now this doesn't do anything really except for find the direction, which is the point minus the global position of the YouTube and Twitch and chat add gambling to my game. What? Bit confusing there. What am I trying to do here? Is the game you're making only FPS, or does it have complex melee first-person combat? I want to show the game I have found. I don't think so. No, it won't feature that. So that's all that's happening right here. We are doing a raycast from the camera, and then we're passing that information off to the, and we already know that it's colliding. I mean, I don't know why I went through all that. This is obviously a part of the issue. But this collision is really not working. To me, it looks like the bullet is bouncing off the character. It's not, and I can show you why. It's because if you follow the code, basically what we're doing here is we're getting the we're getting the position for the camera. So like when you are aiming it down the line, basically we're finding the point from that. I'm pointing with my finger. I don't know why I do that. It's like you guys can see. I'm aiming the point here, and we're firing a raycast from this point in the camera all the way down until it hits. Mask is set for layers 1 to 8 except for layer 4. Is it backwards? Should I do it here? Is that the issue? Turbo Seb. Am I doing this wrong? Is this actually 0 point and this is all the way? Oh my god. Oh yeah, that was it. Thank you so much for pointing that out. It's so silly. Okay. Hell, they look pretty ridiculous when they're fired from this position, but at least now, when we go against this wall and we shoot like this, if I can get the ammo to go, I just noticed another bug. We will be able to shoot, right? Okay. Watch this. Look at this. This is bad. We can just continuously reload. If I just keep pushing the reload button, we just reload a bunch of times. Okay, let's see if I can fix that. Okay, let's also get rid of this. I shall disappear. Okay, we'll see you later. Alright, so what did we just notice? That the reload could happen continuously. So, weapon state is unavailable. Okay, you know, I've been having a thought about these weapon states. So, something that I'm doing is basically in every function, I'm saying, if the weapon state is ready, you can do it. But I was also thinking that realistically, I could just do this in the input, right? Because none of these inputs can happen if the weapon state is unavailable. So I can literally go if weapon state, current current weapon state dot is equal to, how do I do this check? Weapon state dot available? What's going on? My brain is not working this afternoon. My neck is really itchy. It's going to be very red. Weapon state dot ready is what I'm going for. Okay. And then we do all these things. Now, it's going to work for most of them, right? But then for others, not so much. Maybe this isn't the way to go. I did that, and now I'm thinking, hang on a second. Reload will get called from the shoot, right? Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if you saw it, but the start of the stream was pure chaos. Oh shit. Oh no. Anyway, that's probably the best we're gonna do right now. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. I broke it so much. It was so bad. Yeah, it's all wonky. You know what? I'll fill you in on a little secret, guys. It's always wonky, but I had it like cropped in a certain way that you couldn't really tell. It's like an artistic angle. Yeah, it's always on a little bit of an angle. You just can't really tell because it's like more cropped in. You can't see it as much. But because you can see the floor, I suppose, it's more obvious. I don't know. It got like, what happened, I tried to fix my audio and the camera died and then I couldn't get it to work and it's still here. I don't know why, but it's like frozen on this frame here of me pulling out the audio cables to reset them. And for some reason, adding this back, what I need to do is restart OBS, but obviously I can't do that given the situation that I'm currently in. It's kind of neat though. It's like artistic, you know? Okay. Right. So what I am realizing is we can call reload from here, but the point is we need to go and check. Okay. So I did that and then decided against it immediately after I did it, because at the end of the day, some of these functions can be called independently of the input. Right? Drop. Am I doing any check? No, you can just straight up drop a weapon. So you could just be reloading it and drop it. I forgot to do checks for a lot of this stuff. Maybe it is better there. I'm not even changing it to like an unavailable state. I guess I am changing it to unavailable when I change weapons. I totally forgot about that like section of my code. It's kind of funny. I guess I'll do it. I guess I'll do it here. So now I can't continuously reload. What about if I empty the clip? Yeah, it's fine. Okay. And this is still working. Okay, here we go. Reload. You shouldn't be able to reload it. So why? .has ammo. Invalid access to current ammo. I think this check, one shot, then reload. I don't know what you mean by that. I think this check here for has ammo, basically what has ammo means is if it's a melee weapon, it doesn't have ammo, right? And it could be like, I guess I didn't want to call the variable melee because like there are situations where Maybe the melee weapon does have ammo, like the energy sword from Halo, for example. So we're just gonna have a thing there that says has ammo. So in theory, like weapons and other things could have like infinite ammo. But when we press the reload on something like that, obviously we don't want to get into this state here. So this check, it really should be at a higher level, because obviously if we're checking if current weapon slot .current ammo, then we're already into issues because it doesn't have ammo. We can't check that. If you one shot, then you can reload. I don't know what you mean by that. So I'm not even like watching the stream. Probably be checking on that. After I stole this tablet, Samsung tablet, I decided to not even use it. So slack. So how am I supposed to know that ads are playing? Okay, so if then return, I guess. I guess I still need the rest of these. It's not working. The network. The Wi-Fi is not turned on. Oh my god. Guys, it's really hot in my room. I'm very concerned about summer. I wonder if I can turn the fan on. If I turn the fan on, you guys let me know if there's like room noise. There probably will be. Property key, current ammo, inverse. Okay, I think we can rerun this. Let's test a regular reload. Seems to work fine. Let's test a bat. Seems to work. I don't crash when I try to reload my bat. I don't think the collision shape on the bat interacts with the collision shape of the camera. He swings it so far back. It's kind of crazy. Hang on a second. I'm going to turn the fan on. Let me know if that's too much noise or whatever. And then I might actually take these headphones off because it's crazy. Problem is then I won't be able to actually tell if I'm mumbling, which I do a lot if I don't hear myself. Okay. If no X amount, then enable reload if zero reload. Yes, essentially. I totally forgot it's spring in the southern hemisphere. I was like, what the hell are you saying? Yeah, it is a bit like that. It's getting hot as well. The last couple of days has been really toasty and nice. Let's have a look. Gold Coast weather. What are we looking at? Tops of tomorrow is going to be a top of 28 degrees. Today it was top of 28 degrees, and then it's going to get cold again. This time of year, it's always like this. It's like one day it's like summer, and then the next day it's like winter again. It's only getting to 20 degrees Celsius. Good old 3.2k. Oh, he's got some points saved up. All right. So, what are we doing? Okay, so now we've fixed the reload. I wonder if there's any other bugs that I can look for and quickly fix. We're getting really close to having this done. Oh, you know what I wanted to look at? I wanted to look at the weapon resource and just some of the things that we're doing around that can be simplified, because the FPS weapon template was designed to cater to a more like competitive FPS design, right? Like I was mimicking Counter-Strike. So there was a lot of things that sort of had to be implemented in order to achieve that. Obviously it wasn't online like some of those games, but it was sort of like trying to demonstrate how you might achieve that in Godot, right? The weapon manager. We want the scripts, ammo resource, weapon resource. All right. So if unchecked, shoot function will skip ammo check. That is still true. Its default is true. That makes sense. The maximum amount of ammo will reload. Okay, I have to look at ammo as well because I haven't experimented much. With me, for me, it is 825. That is correct. Sound comes. Sorry guys, just replying to a message. Okay, but why would you reload before checking if you've got the ammo? No, you're misunderstanding. Maybe I do need to rename this. Basically, if you're saying that the weapon doesn't have ammo, then you're saying that it doesn't need ammo to, like, it doesn't actually check for ammo. It doesn't reduce any ammo. Just, so if, say for example, a melee weapon doesn't have ammo, so you can just swing it infinitely. They're driven by the same set of information, so we sort of have to add a check for that. We could do it with an enumerator, that might be more clear, but I also want to sort of not say that. So, because like I said before, I could make this variable called, I could just call it melee. You just tick the box if it's a melee weapon. But then we're sort of locking it in to say that it's a melee weapon if it has ammo. If it's a melee weapon, it doesn't have ammo. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't actually think max ammo is in use here. I'm pretty sure currently you can just have infinite ammo. I don't know if I'm using that variable. I have no clue how you code such nice scripts. Here's the thing. These scripts are nice. Trust me. People dog me all the time. But you were calling a function called reload and then inside checking. Yes, because the reload function, the reason for that is because the weapon manager, it will call that no matter what. So the weapon manager has, like, it has all the weapons, right? It's in control of all the different weapons, including melee weapons. And so what happens is when you press the reload button, the reload function is called. So we need a way of knowing to say that, hey, this particular weapon doesn't have ammo, so don't worry about it. Just get out of here. That's all I'm saying here. And then same, I mean, it's never going to get called here because the current ammo is never going to drop below 0 because it doesn't ever. So basically we're doing something here as well. So in the shoot function, we've got two separate checks to say if the weapon has ammo, or if weapon has ammo is false, then we need to fire the weapon, but not actually reduce the ammo. So maybe something can be done here to streamline this a little bit. And I guess what we would say is at the end of the day, we're always going to fire the ammo. Well, actually, you know what? This is a check. So we say if current weapon state. So we're checking to see, we don't want to fire the ammo if it's greater than 0. Oh, I'm sure I could order this in a way that would make it a little bit neater. How's it hanging in the loud and down under? Gainer 552, welcome back to the stream. It's pretty good. It's very warm in my office. The computer is throwing out 30-degree heat, and the insulation in this room is really good, so it's not going anywhere. Yes. The weapon fired emit signal happens no matter what, but is the structure of it. Try to make a function that returns a bool and can reload. Returns the check in that. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. So basically you can create a function within this. Can reload. And it returns a bool. And then you can just like return, you could just return has ammo, really. It would do the same thing, right? I always tell people to leave comments and watch their indentation to make reusable code. Chaff has an error. I mean, it's not that important. It's fine, guys. I watched your tutorial on resources, but I think it's confusing to implement and use on my projects. Is there a simple explanation that you can give us? The simplest explanation is to think about resources as a really good way to hold data. So if you look at what the weapon resource does for this particular project, is that it's got a bunch of stuff, right? All the stats. This one that we've been talking about has ammo, maximum ammo, the damage it does, auto fire, fire rate. So all these, they're just variables, right? It's literally just variables. And then same with all of these. Theoretically, this could all be on a node, right? It could all be in the weapon manager. And you could have a node, a separate node for every single weapon, and then you just switch to that node, theoretically, right? But you can also create a resource. And a resource really helps break down that particular set of information and give you a way of organizing it in a more sort of compact way. So I have, rifle 1, I have rifle 2, I have pistol, and all of these variables, they're all filled out for these, right? And then what I can do is on the weapon manager, rather than having to load and queue free nodes, which is the alternative to this, all I have to do is say, where is it? Weapon resource. I just have to say current weapon and set that, right? So the current weapon is getting set to the resource. And so how that actually gets into the project is really up to me at that point. I don't have to save and load anything. So for this one, I think I do have a pickup weapon. I think I do. I guess I don't. I have a way of dropping the weapons. So we have people with CS, they can't write worth shit. And then there's guys like Chaff, self-taught, and his code reads like a book. Nah, dude. I think my biggest issue is like, I mean, it's very nice. It's very kind that you said that. But I think the biggest issue I have is naming things clearly. I have my variable naming sucks. But I'm very interested, and it's something you were checking a bunch of stuff in the other class, in the reload function. Yeah, I am checking a lot of stuff in the reload function. Chaff, read the rest is true. You'll be fixing poor code more than debugging 9 times out of 10. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Trying to what's the word for it? Make things more efficient. I don't know, make things better. It's like, there's no bug. There's no bug here. There were a few bugs though, let's be honest. I did encounter a couple. But yeah, most of the time it is just like trying to figure out how to make it more readable. I see what you're saying. Yes. I'm also like a really big fan of reusability. And I think that extends just past what I do here, like in my day job as well. I hate because they don't leave some. I don't really leave comments. Like you'll see like a lot of my stuff. I don't put comments down, but when I do put comments down when I'm done. I'll do a pass. I'll write everything and I'll come back and I'll say like, okay, what does this do? Which I don't know if that's the best way to go about it, but it does work. The reason these are here though, is mostly because if you hover over them, they'll tell you that. So if you ever forget, if you're like, a couple of years into a project and you wrote a resource script like this, you can have like little tooltips for all your variables, the maximum ammo that can be held in reserve. We got to get rid of that. Yeah, I don't think writing the comments at the end of writing the code is the way to go. Just me. That might be actually a the wrong way to do it. But yeah, that one doesn't have one. Okay, weapon state. All right. I'm doing things multiple times. Okay. You know what I haven't done? Now that I think about it, I haven't actually implemented ammo. In the way as, like, you cannot pick up ammo right now. There's nothing for that. I was just noticing that before in the weapon manager. Hey June, welcome back to the stream. Nice to have you back. No way, you can put comments. You can, yes, yeah, Turbo Save. You can put comments and on a variable and it will read in the tooltip. So if I go like this, like double, it's double comment. So it's not a single comment. It's double comment, and then you can write what is a weapon slot in this case. This is like a slot for the weapon, kind of like inventory. I can't even think of a way to write it. I'll think of something like inventory. Right? So you get the double comment, and then when you save it and you come back to the weapon manager, which is here, and you hover over it, it'll say a slot for the slot for the weapon, like inventory. RPM calculations for the cooldown. Rate per minute, yeah, that's there. Anyway, where were they? Gainer 552. Yeah, I play guitar. I did. I haven't played in years. These are my old ones. I just hang them up. They're like little trophies. It's like, yeah, I did that. You know what I'm saying? So all the music that you hear is music that I wrote a very long time ago. It's very quiet, but it's there. Just basic stuff. Only Python uses hashtags for comments. Well, this is GDScript, so GDScript does too, but GDScript is often compared to Python. So the rest of them do this. And you know what's kind of funny? Does that even work? No, it doesn't. You know what's kind of funny with Godot in particular is the shader. I don't know if I have any shaders in this project. Shaders do not... Create a new shader here. Just put this in a delete later folder. Shaders use the slashes. Like, what the hell, man? Why'd they do this to us? Just be consistent. And I think there's probably a limitation here for the shader code. I don't know exactly. I'm not as like well versed on on shaders and why it needs to be like this. I'm sure there's a good reason for it, but just make Python, just make GDScript the same. I don't know. It wouldn't bother me. Okay. Right, so we were talking about weapons and how they cannot be dropped right now, which is kind of a problem. You know what? I think I can actually drop the pistol, but I don't think I can pick it back up. You know what I'm saying? So if I press G, I can drop that. So we dropped it, but there's no way for me to pick that back up. And also, I don't collide with it, which is kind of not good, right? Wonder why that is. Anyway, what do you think about using other programming languages in Godot? I think whatever's good for you, you know? I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you're really confident in a particular language, like Python, I mean, Python, I don't know if it works that well, but if you were really good, say for example, C# is a really good example because it's very well supported. So if you felt really confident, maybe you use C# in your day job, then maybe that's the right choice for you. If you use Rust every day and you're really good at Rust, maybe that's the right choice. You might run into more issues, but I suspect if you're somebody who's confident in Rust, you could probably overcome those issues, because someone who knows Rust is someone that knows how to code really well. I think it's not for the light of heart, right? So the way I think it just do what's good for you, you know? That's always the best answer. But if you've never learned how to code, if you're brand new, you should use GDScript. GDScript is really good. And so when you're learning, I think you should use the thing that's probably the best. Is there a difference in performance? Absolutely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've proven that C# is a little bit faster. But that all comes down to what you're doing, right? Like if you're just making a game like I'm making, like if this project here, this is not a problem. Nothing here is an issue. And you would not have a visual difference between running this. That's something that's been written in C#. Rust is a cult. I'm a part of that cult. You would not see a difference between this being written in GDScript and this being written in C#. But if there was, say, like a big amount of objects being spawned in, then maybe there would be a difference. Some other kind of calculation. I'm not too sure. There's videos you can watch on YouTube. Tons of people have done the calculations, and I'm pretty sure that they've proven that C# is faster, but you know, for the most part, you're fine. It's not a big deal. And yeah, like I said before, it just comes back down to what you're doing. So if it happens to be a better choice for that particular project, then yeah, use it. But until that case, and you're still learning how to code, then C# is, then GDScript is fine. Get the right word eventually. Okay, so we can't pick up the weapon. How we do that, right? How are we going to pick up the weapon? What have we got right now? We actually don't have this code. I just missed a whole big thing. So let's have a look at the script here. Basically, there's no way to add the weapons at the moment. We've got the change weapon script, which adds a weapon, right? We've also got weapon to drop. Default null. What am I doing here? Weapon to drop gets passed on. Right. That's fine. I think. Excuse me. So, we are going to need an area 3D on the player to detect that. Is that the right way? What do we think for this particular project? What's like the norm? Do you have to look at the weapon? Listen, I don't get involved in lang wars, choosing the right tool for the job, but if you learn Python, I'll learn Python. If I need to learn Python, I will learn Python, but Rust is one of those newer langs that will not last. I'm not going to learn it for the sake of learning it, especially when it'll be gone in no time. Is that like a copy pasta? Because I feel like Rust has been around forever. When was Rust? Rust came out like 10 years ago, no? It came out 9 years ago. Okay, well, not far off. I don't think it's going anywhere. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Like I spent some time. So when I first clicked on coding, so I guess for me, like I had been trying to learn how to code for like 3 or 4 years, and it was something that was really struggling. And then it clicked. Look at a weapon with an outline for an indicator. A little challenge. We can do that. That's pretty easy. So I spent 30 minutes making one video. A 1 minute video. Don't worry, I spent way longer making 1 minute videos. So I spent a lot of time. So this was in 2020. So like peak COVID, I finally figured out how to code. It took me like 4 years, and I like went crazy after it like clicked. I like went and I looked at Python. I went and looked at Golang. I went and looked at Rust, C#, everything. I just wanted to like see them all. I basically did a tour and like just did a little project in every single language that I could think of. Not all of them, obviously, but you know, those ones: Golang, Rust, C++, C, although I didn't get very far with C. And I just like wanted to learn whatever. And Rust is really hard, but like, it's fine. I wouldn't use it personally because it is kind of like a pain in the ass. Just my opinion. You know, it's subjective. Unlike IDEs, text editors, those are objectively better in Matter. My text editor is like my second home. You better not be like a Vim dude, right? If you're a Vim guy, that's a problem. I'm just kidding. I don't really care. I use VS Code if I have to. You know what I'm saying? GD, do you mean geometry, Josh? GD script, Mario is the name of the programming language for Godot. Yeah. For career growth, C# might be more suitable, but for indie projects or hobbies, GD is more than enough. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. So for me personally, I've spent a lot of time in Godot learning GD script, but like I haven't really spent much time out of that. I've written Python for work. I've written JavaScript for work. And those mostly involve like Python to organize CSV files. If someone gives me like someone once sent me 200 CSV files with tables in them saying like, here's all the stuff you need to import into your like project. I was like, come on, man. And so I wrote a Python script to import 200 CSVs and narrow that down into a single CSV so then I could import it into my own personal project rather than having to open up every single one of the 200 files. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of stuff, like I've done that in Python, no problem. JavaScript, same thing. It's just a part of the accounting software I use. We can automate certain processes with JavaScript, and I'm lucky enough that I'm allowed to implement those kind of solutions, even if I have brought down the entire system for 20 minutes one time. They let me off. They almost took it away from me, but they let me off. But in saying that, I did recently apply to a game development job. They said they wanted someone with Godot experience, which is the only reason I applied, because normally I just don't bother, right? Like I make enough money as a financial accountant, right? If I go to a junior development job, I'm just not going to make the same kind of money. It's going to take like 3 or 4 years to build it back up. But they still didn't want me. So like, I think at the end of the day, like unless you have industry experience, you're probably going to be stuck using whatever they tell you to use. And if that's the case, you're doing entry-level work. And if you're doing entry-level work, I don't think it matters where you start. Nothing wrong with JavaScript. I actually don't mind it, to be honest. I think it's fine. But also, I don't use it to make websites. I use it to automate processes. So, like, it's whatever. So that's the language. Yeah, see, Rival Seeker, he knows C#, so he uses C#. It's fine. I use Sublime. I'll never go back to VS Code. Oh my god. Okay. See, it's Lang Wars. I don't do this for Yeah, let's all be nice to each other. Let's all be nice. It doesn't matter what code we like to write. We all like to write code, and we all like to make a game. So it doesn't matter, really. We can do that. All right. I posted the dumb video on Discord. Rust performs well as low-level programming. Is the same true for Godot? No. GD script is like high level, so it's just not going to have the same performance. If you want to look, but if you do, it's your choice. I might look at it later. Mario Man. Yeah, like GD script just ain't gonna be it. Like if you did a head-to-head race between GD script and Rust is winning every time. But like, how long did you have to spend to make the same thing in Rust as you did to make it in GD script? That's, I guess, the question you got to ask yourself. And do you even need that extra performance anyway? Not that there's anything wrong with that. If you want to use Rust, just use Rust. It's fine. That's what we're trying to say. There's no flaming here. Use what's good for you. I think that's the best answer for everything. It honestly, there's no correct answer. That's just life, right? Like nothing in life is determined, fixed. Everything can be changed, and everything can be done. Everything can be done in a different kind of way. There's What do they say? It's kind of a gross saying, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. I don't like that saying, but you understand the meaning. You can do things multiple different kinds of ways and have the same outcome. The point is, you're achieving your goal. And that's what really matters. I think. All right, we were going to do a pickup. Delete that. Okay, pickup is kind of challenging, eh? We have to add a array picker to the camera. Now, you can do this with array cast. That's why I love Godot. You decide for yourself. Yeah, exactly. There's more than one way to peel a potato. Is there though? No. Yeah, you're right, actually. There's more than one way to peel a potato. I wonder if there's a more modern context there. There's more than one social media platform to post to? I don't know. No, that's lame. That's lame. I'm trying to think of one for the Gen Zers. There's more than one skibbity toilet. Does that work? Makes total sense now. What am I doing? There's more one way to smash PC, that's true. It's still an area 3D. It's just the collision shape is going to be a array shape. Okay. We haven't set a shape. Separation ray shape, I think, is the one that we like to use. See, it's down here. Why is it down there? It really should be wherever the camera is. So what are we up to? Prototyping? We're making a... oh, hey, we got a follower? Tame Tani Kyoko. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. So what we're doing is we're making a third-person shooter template for Godot. So what I do for most of my Godot game development time for the last 4 years that I've been using the engine is making templates for other people to use. I have a first-person shooter template up on the Godot asset library that you can download for free. And I'm working on a third-person shooter template that will also be put up on the Godot asset library. So, welcome to the stream, Tematani Kyoko. I'll try to say that really fast. So it's basically just a very simple third-person shooter that allows you to sort of see how something... I know that the chat is different, but I don't mind. Yeah, the chat's a little bit different. So it's essentially just allows people to see how something like this could be put together. It's obviously not a Bible. It doesn't have to be this way. But it might give someone that's trying to make something like this a good idea about where they could start. Or they could potentially use it themselves as a starting point if they wanted to. We probably don't need the... Actually, you know what? I'm going to need visible collision shapes because we're trying to do a way to pick up the pistol. So, this, realistically, should be a child of the camera. Reset that. Okay. So now, this should be -1. It can't be a negative number, so it's just going to be... What are you a fan of? Anyways, I was just working on something, just hopping on. No worries, man. Thanks for stopping by. Should we rotate that? 10 meters is probably a bit much. How? I think I probably could like figure out how long it should be based on the height of the camera, right? You know what I'm saying? Mario. Yeah, okay, cool. I like Mario. Mario is pretty cool. I think the music's loud. Okay, so we've got this ray. Object picker. It's a 2D game. Yeah. 10 meters is fine, I reckon. Okay. So we have an object picker under the camera. It goes deep, my friends. The stream's... Oh, this, yeah. It is 8:53. Refresh. Does this happen often, sir? It happens every day. It happens every day at 8:53. My internet disconnects for some reason, and I don't know why. I have not been able to figure it out. Right now, I'm just menu prototyping since I'm still getting used to that. That's cool. Yeah, that's the best way to go about it. Right. We've got the object picker. Now, what layer should it pick from? Yeah, I think it's related to the ISP. I don't know. I don't care to work it out because it's like, I have a feeling that if I called them, they'd be like, that's ridiculous. Don't bother us kind of thing. They'd give me the cold shoulder. I'd never really be able to work it out. They'd tell me it's a problem with me. And then I would have to like figure that out, but it's too hard. Like, while bouncing between character and sprite creation and that. That's awesome, dude. The ISP probably has. We had an outage about a month ago now, and it's been like that ever since. We had a really long outage, like 5 hours, and ever since then, at 8:53, the internet goes out, and also apparently at after midnight, but I've not been up for that. I've always found it funny, people spend hours on lang wars rather than coding and learning how to code. I mean, people like to argue. That's the thing. Like, it could be anything. They just like, it's like a team, you know? They want to have an argument about their team. I do it without even realizing it. Like, I'm just having fun. But like, I guess for some people, it can be like a little bit more serious. I don't know. It really just depends. Okay. All right. Okay, how are we going to get this? So, I need to find the weapon. The pistol, I'm guessing it's a scene somewhere. Scenes for character model pickups pistol. What's with the outages? I don't know. Like, I'm honestly not too sure. It went out, and that's about it. That's all I can tell you. I got to name some layers. Back to my current topic, I was going to talk. Recently, I made a major update, but I've noticed some dialogue errors, and I didn't have time to hotfix them. It just is what I got. Like a couple of errors here. I just ignore them. You know what I'm saying? I'm live, apparently. Let's remove that. Okay, I need to name the layers because I've been putting that off for a while. Render physics, 3D physics. So layer 1, as always, is the world. Layer 2, as always, is the player. Layer 3, I don't know if I'm using. I was going to do it on a new demo version since it took breaks. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I think it depends on the errors. If they're crashing your game, obviously you need to address them. But if they're just warnings, sometimes it doesn't matter. If you plan to distribute it. So here's the thing. If I never gone out for me though, yeah. I don't know. Are you in the same area as me? Yeah, okay, that's an interesting question then. So Gainer 552, like the stream just kept going for you? For me, I can see down on the like the monitor that I have a tablet in front of me that's just playing the stream from Twitch. It did actually go down. And then for someone else made a mention right now. Chat is different. Never mind. The stream seemed to shut down. Tamatani had a problem. The dialogue errors are just no fillers, meaning there is not enough details about the story. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe it's just Australians. Maybe the Australians are losing internet every night at 8:53 and we just don't realise it. I don't know. It's a conspiracy. I don't know what I'm using layer 3 for. Layer 4 is definitely the object layer, right? But I gotta be careful because I've put this on layer 4, but what is the projectile? It should be on its own specific layer. This here is on layer 4, which is object. So I think I should reserve that for actually bullets. This is the bullets layer. I was going to remake dialogues without starting from scratch since there is a row of dialogues in the script file. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Tamatani, but yeah, it can be a bit challenging. Gaps in the story. Wait, aren't you making a Mario fan game or is that someone else? I got confused. Oh, that was Rival Seeker. No, I don't know. Sometimes it can be a bit like that. So we can put objects in layer 5. That's fine. And so what we want to do is move the rigid body, the pistol. I'm talking about the RenPy development since the script file will have a lot of code lines. You know, I've never used RenPy. Is it good? And so we put that on layer 5. It scans layer 2. Now, in theory, this should get... Yeah, okay, it's working a lot better now. I can sort of move around it, and so now I can look at it and collide with it in theory. So we've determined that it's on layer 5, right? And now, so that's the hard work done. Not really. That's the easy work done, I should say. We go back to the player. We've got an object picker. And we really want it to just detect layer 5. Full game would have 10,000 or 20,000 code lines in a single script file. Why though? Does it have to be that way? That sounds a lot. I thought they used C++ for game development. Who's they? I'm so confused. So it has to be a single script. Can it be multiple scripts? Game developers. Oh yeah, right. I mean, I guess it depends. RenPy is really good for making a what do they call them? A visual novel. If you've got the chops for the art, then you can make a really good game, and people buy those things. You know what I'm saying? If you can write a good story and the art looks really good. But a lot, yeah. Like a regular game having 10,000 to 20,000 lines of code. I mean, to be honest, not that it's a good measure of like a game, you know, like it is what it is. You have as many code lines as you need to make your game work. But in a single script, that's a lot. But you can use them as separation. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best way to go. I like to have lots of little scripts. Everyone's different, right? So I have like tons of scripts on my, like this is the player, right? And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm about to have a 7th scripts on this whole thing, right? So I've got like lots of scripts on my player that do all sorts of different things and they're responsible for that. So if you look at the player, right? Literally all it does is it checks to see if it's going to hit the ground and then it processes the movement. But the movement is actually calculated somewhere else. So there's a signal that it receives, set velocity from motion, which sets the velocity, right? So like the actual character body literally does nothing. It looks at the ground. What's your purpose? You look at the ground. You know, that's literally what it does, because it's easy to do it from there. Although I could even segregate that further. The HUD, it just takes information from other places. There's actually only one script on it for the ammo, because there's not much going on at the moment. Movement state machine. I lied. There's more scripts. Look at this. I got scripts on scripts, man. But you could do all of this in one script if you wanted to. Like, there's no rule against it doing it all in one place. I think it would be harder. It would be harder for me. But, you know, it is what you is. Like, whatever you want to do. Whatever works for you. It always comes back to that. Like, if it works, it works. I think you would have trouble, like, I don't know, I've never developed with RenPy. But at the end of the day, like, if you think that it's easier for you to do it that way and you understand it, then that's fine. But for me, I would die. I tried it. My first game. I made a game. It was like a Christmas-based platformer, right? And all of the movement was on a single script. It was about 500 lines of code. Not that much. It was a pretty simple game. But man, I had some bugs. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff would get called at the same time when I was trying to influence different things, and it would lead to unexpected behavior. Insane graphics. I've never looked at it. Does game dev tutorials pay well? Is it like bad? Is it bad like gaming? Oh yeah. Yeah, it pays really bad. Dude, yeah. So I guess people say like a good RPM is like $5 and mine is like $1. So, you know, it sucks. I think everyone's different. I don't know. They say education's supposed to be good, but game developers, maybe it's specific to Godot game development. I don't know. But dude, yeah, it pays like ass. Like, you can't really go into YouTube with the express goal of making money, because you will be very disappointed. Slayton, welcome to the stream. Also, I also grabbed some code here and there because I don't know how to implement complex features. Yeah, I mean, we all do that. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of copy and paste is okay. All right, object picker. We are picking objects. We're on layer 5. We're going to have a script to this, right? Add a child node? No, not child node. Add a script, object picker, that's fine. Player, object picker, all right, well, I'm fine with that. So we're going to connect the area entered. Actually, it's going to be body entered, right? Body entered to this. The only problem with having lots of nodes in your project is that finding the node you want can be sometimes really confusing. And right now, I just want to print out the node. See if I got the right one. I have to drop the pistol first. Pistol. I think it's working. It is. Okay, great. Is anyone here on the layer that I'm not expecting? I'm pretty sure it's the only layer being used that way. Well, we've decided now. Okay, so that's easy enough. Right, we got selection. Now what do we do with it? Right? So I think for the sake of being able to do multiple things with the object picker, we're going to do like a match. And we're just going to look for the type so we can see, right, the rigid body, the pistol, right? It's got a class name called weapon picker. So we can actually check the type. So go back to the play. I got too much stuff open. I have to close a few things. Player object picker. So we can say if body is, what did I say? Rigid body pickup or pistol pickup or pickup? Weapon pickup. Oh, that makes sense. weapon pickup, then we can create a signal called on weapon picked up, and it's going to emit a weapon slot of type weapon slot. Make this a bit bigger. And then we can say on weapon picked up, we're just going to direct it to the right spot, right? Emit. Body. Body, or let's have a look. It's got a weapon slot. Which do we want to do? What do you think's better? Did you go body.weapon slot? It knows. That's good. Alright. Now what do we do? What do we do? We go to the object pickup. You got object picked or weapon picked up. And we emit that to the weapon manager. So simple. So easy. What's that mean? It's like very demure, very mindful. God damn. I got some brain rot, guys. Okay. So now that we've got that, where did that go? It's going to be at the bottom, right? Object picker on weapon picked up. I should probably just call that weapon picked up. I don't know why I put the on because I see it in the function, but it gets automatically added. So I'm going to remove that, copy that, and just go back to this. And while we're here, just delete that on. Yeah. Save this. Save this. And reconnect it. Paste that in. It was going to be the right function anyway. Go to the weapon manager. Right. So, a couple of things we need to do. Look at the weapon slot. We need to add. We've got weapon slots. We've got the weapon slots, so we can add it to this array of weapon slots and change to it. Basically, we can change it. We can just add it to the end, right? So weapon slots p dot append variant weapon slot. Yeah, so this is a problem. Weapon slots, kind of confusing. Go with that. What does append do? Appends a value at the end of the array. Pushback, same. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted, because now I can go change weapon and it wants an index, and I can go weapon. Can you do like backwards with an array in Godot? Can you do like -1? Invalid argument, change weapon. It should be the index. Alright. Can you do that? Or do you have to go... Hang on a second. Go back to array. Yeah, -y, prints last. Okay, you can do that. For some reason I had in my head that it's not possible. So this actually just wants the index. So I can just pass in -1. And so we know it's going to be at the end. There is no weapon to drop. So let's go with that. Now, I'm kind of like jumping the gun because this is going to happen as soon as you look at it. And we don't really want that, right? But we'll work on that in a second. Let's just make sure this works. Okay. Okay. We're not deleting the thing on the ground. We should probably do that because now... okay. Can we change weapons? And it'll change back, but we'll have multiple. Okay. It works. But, so, object picker. body.keyFree, right? We just delete it. That's fine. Nice and easy. And then the other thing that we want to do is this is going to happen in the weapon manager. We just need to do a couple of additional checks, right? Right. What we can do is we can check to see if the weapon slots is like one of the weapons. So basically we have to loop through all the weapon slots, which is kind of annoying, right? So rather than append, so what we want to do here is then go, so for I in weapon slots, and then we go weapon slots dot weapon. I believe they have names. So hang on a second. Is it gonna know? Does it know the type automatically? Yeah, it does. Weapon dot name. They have names. Weapon name. There we go. So we can say like, if weapon name is equal to weapon slot weapon name, then return, right? We don't need to do anything. We've already got it. This needs to return something. Hang on a second. How are we going to know whether or not to delete the weapon? Because the weapon manager is going to pick it up, but if it's already been picked up, we have to do a callback. That's the only way. Anyway, let's just do this for now. So we can't pick up multiples. It's not going to matter because I'm going to delete it before. But, what if we added that pistol to the scene? We have to create some issues, right? Otherwise, this is never going to work. So let's just create a node 3D. Node 3D. And we'll just call it pickups. Right, and we're going to grab that pistol. I forget what it's called. I think it's called just pistol.tscn, but it's under the pickups, which is not confusing at all. Let's drop that in there and just have a look at where it is. It needs to be brought over. Lock that there. Alright, cool. Now, this actually needs a weapon slot, and we have to put the pistol weapon resource in it. And an ammo resource, it really shouldn't be those. Let's just make it, I think it's 9 and 18 magazine capacity. I need to look at this. This is confusing. I don't like this. Anyway, the point is that now I won't switch to it, but it will get deleted. So that's fine maybe for something that we just dropped, right? That like visually makes sense. But obviously we don't want to delete stuff that we never picked up. That would be insane. So what can we do to fix that? I think I'm going to need to implement some kind of callback. I'm not entirely sure. But so I guess what we can do is just connect up. This Q3 has to happen somewhere else. You know what I could do that I was hesitating on? I could just pass the entire body, right? This is what we need to do. Just pass the entire body. This is going to be a weapon, and instead it's going to be a weapon pickup, right? There we go. This is the true solution. Let the weapon manager decide. Some debugs. Condition inside tree is returning. Okay. Now, this is now a weapon pickup. Right? And it's going to get really cranky at me, I'm guessing. No, it's just going to let me do that. How does it... What? That should not... It should not be happy with that. Weapon is a weapon pickup, so it's got a weapon slot. And then we can just go weapon slot dot weapon name. It's just an extra step, right? And then we can go weapon dot weapon slot. Right? And then after all of that, we can queue it free. There we go. And now, if we hover over this, nothing's going to happen. But if I drop this, I can go back over to this one and we can pick it up. And likewise, this is not going to work. But if I drop it and I go to this, it will. Something I'm noticing now is that the current ammo and reserve ammo aren't updating when I change weapons. Not that that's a big deal, but it's easy to fix. There's some errors too. Addition is spawn weapon pickup is inside true, returning transform 3D. Okay. This really would be below this. Otherwise, the engine gets angry. It still works, but it just gets angry. I don't like setting the position of a rigid body after it's inside the scene tree. But it is what it is, I guess. It's no longer giving an error. It's still showing up. It's fine. Alright. Okay. We're doing pretty well. Got about half an hour left of the stream. So, what's next? Okay, you know what it is? The fact that you have to like look at it and we want to give it a highlight, which is pretty achievable. So, here's the thing. We're going to make it even more complicated. NA Games, why did you suggest that I do this? This is not that like functionally difficult, but like at the same time, it's going to make for like a really challenging tutorial. I've actually already got one, but it was just like a bunch of screen grabs. Well, not screen. It was just a bunch of stream clips cut together. Okay, so on body entered, if body is weapon pickup. This is actually not what we want to do. What we want to do is scan for input. If that input is pressed, then check to see if there's anything there. And if there is, pick it up. So, we need the input function, right? We can say if event is equal to, is action pressed, action event. What do we do this? Like, interact. We'll make it general because this in theory could be done with anything. We'll just go pass for now. I'll check settings. Input map. Add new interaction, interact. Right? And then we'll do this and we'll make it the F key. Right? Hello? F in the chat. There we go. The stream F'd. Now it's F'd. Okay, so basically we want to scan for inputs. I will create a function called check for interactions. This is a function that I'm going to create now. Check for interactions, just copy and paste. Doesn't need to return anything, we can just do it all here, basically. So we can just go and create a, so what we can do is go object is equal to, I believe you go get overlapping bodies, right? Now there's only going to be one, but in theory there could be multiple, I guess. I actually don't know if that's possible, but I guess we'll just go objects, right? And then we'll go for I in objects, right? And then we can just call on body entered. We can just change the name of this function. In fact, we don't even really want to do that. We just want to go if objects is if object 0, I gotta sneeze, guys. Suppress it. Suppress it. It's probably really bad for you, but whatever. Overlapping areas returns null if it's like for performance trees, collisions are processed all at the same time. Returning a list of intersecting physics bodies and grid maps. Overlapping collision objects collision layer must be part of this collision mask in order to be detected. For performance reasons, collisions are processed all at the same time. This list is modified once during the physics step, not immediately after objects are moved. Consider using signals instead. It basically says, hey, this is actually like not that good. I should probably do like has overlapping bodies. Overlaps body? Nah, that's not going to work. Get overlapping bodies, has overlapping bodies. Do we need to worry about that? If I could go like has overlapping bodies, so if I can go if has overlapping bodies, then var object get overlapping bodies. I don't need to check if object 0 exists. It's gonna. And then I can go, I can change the name of this function to like check or like filter interactions, I guess. I don't know. I have to look at the name. We're just going to like have a bunch of if statements here. So we can just go filter. It's not spelled correctly. This name sucks. And then just objects. And we'll just do the first one. Like if there's multiple, we'll just do one at a time. It's not like objects has no static type. It's an array. Is that good enough? Specifically, it's an array of node 3D. Okay. And we'll just pass the first one in. Like that's literally it. So now, in theory, so the other thing I need to do is disconnect that signal. Body entered, disconnect. That should be all that needs to happen on this end. We are actually going to need that area thingo. But anyway, point is, let's drop this and then go over to this one. Now, nothing happens, right? But if I press F, it does seem to work. What if I go to this one? Nothing? Good. Okay. So, we're pretty much there. We've got object selection, right? But how do we know what to interact with? Well, what we can do is we can add a little script to the... Well, we have a script already, but basically how you do these overlapping, this like highlighting, you basically get a copy of this, you duplicate it. I think there might even be an option here. Create an outline mesh, right? Outline size, let's make it pretty big. Not that big. That might be a bit much. Let's go back to 0.05, was it? You should abstract classes. Should abstract classes have public constructors? That's like too complex a question for me, man. Should abstract classes have public constructors? I don't even know what, I don't know what that means. I'm self-taught. I don't actually know what you mean by that. I kind of know, but I don't, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I know the right answer to that. I feel like what you're saying is that abstract classes like this should have public constructors like this. I don't know. Is that what you mean? But you are a professional programmer. Who said I was a professional programmer? Where did you get that idea? Does it say anywhere on my description that I'm professional? Where did you get that idea from? Exada, tell me. Who's been telling lies to you? Whoa. We are watching. Anyway. ChatGPT lied. Am I in ChatGPT? What? There's no way I'm in ChatGPT. I would eat my hat if I had a hat. I don't actually, but there's no way ChatGPT knows who I am. Is out of bounds. Remove that. Okay, we've got some issues there, but let's focus on the problem at hand, which is the outline mesh is kind of shit. Create outline mesh. I don't know about this mesh, eh? I remember that I decided not to do it this way because it was kind of shitty. How do you say cheese in your language? What are you saying? You're getting kind of weird, mate. Maybe we can fix it up with the actual surface material. Where is the material? Does it add a material to it? It doesn't. Oh my god. Standard material. Shading. What do I want to do? I mean, if your native language is not English. My native language is English. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to make some like some joke about Australians not speaking English? I'll have you know. I'll have you know that we speak English. You can even ask ChatGPT. National language Australia. Chinese. What? Colloquially noted. What language is the majority? English is the majority language of Australia. Wow, they're really like taking it easy on that. Do we have like an official language? Oh, because they're like talking about Aboriginal languages. I mean, there's tons of those, but no one speaks them. Although the English has no official legal status. Okay, we don't have an official language. Okay. It's the majority language. There you go, I didn't know that. Today I learned. Australian English. Do we have our own, like, dialect now? Anyway, sidetracked. Blend mode, mix, cull mode, back, front. Obviously it has to be back, yeah. Disabled? How did I do this before? Opaque only? I'm going to have to watch my own tutorial to how to figure this out. Subtract? Ooh, it's black now. That looks better. I think I'm gonna have to watch my own tutorial on how to do this. Because I forget. Hang on. What? Where are my tutorials? It was like one of the last tutorials that I published. I've forgotten how to do it. The good old stream. When do I do it? Okay, here's me doing the shader now. Go high quality. Tell me, previous past self, how I did this. Angles, you can sort of see the inside, and you don't want that. An easy way. That's what I've been saying. To fix that is to simply just change the shading from per pixel to unshaded. Oh, thank you. Thank you, mate. Oh, much better. It's still kind of dodgy, but we'll roll with it. I think that's more to do with the mesh than anything. Wait, do I have anything else to add? And then you'll get a nice line here. There's still going to be a couple of instances where you can see the mesh, but overall, this looks really good. So if I jump into the test project at the moment, does Godot support C# scripting? Yeah, mate. It does for sure. You'll be able to see that when I hover over the mug now, it's got a nice solid line around it, which looks a lot better than it did before. How would you implement that in code? At the moment, I've got a player with array, but as I cast the object, it's not finding the reference to the child in the pack scene. Okay, so my code is really basic. I've got an interactable. Oh, I've already done that. Okay, cool. It was like daytime. Was it nighttime? I don't know. Am I a bot? Dude, what? Am I a bot? Do you want me to like write my name on some paper and like hold it up? 10th. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. 10th. That is a bit difficult for me to say, but I'll try my best. All right. Am I a Alex? Oh, I don't. That doesn't. Are you a bot? Oh, you know what? Like the tag does not show up. Can you call me temp? I can call you temp. You can call me temp. Sorry, I can't read tonight. Okay, so we call this the outline shader. And essentially, all we want to do is just go func detected, right? And this can be void. I mean, actually, that's not a good function name. Just like outline. Show outline. By the way, it's me vibing game devs because I can't log into your other account. Oh, well, I appreciate the follow anyway. Welcome back to the stream. Haven't seen you in a bit. How you doing? Are you vibing? Okay, show outline. We just need to get access to the outline shader. However, this is not its script, so I just need to make a copy of that. Mesh instance 3D. Hexada Ghost Main, thank you for the follow. He's clearly not a bot. He's definitely not a bot. He followed me. He's never going to be a bot. No bots follow me. I'm doing awesome. Vibes, thank you. And me? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. We're on the last legs of this project. This is not the weapon slot. This is called the outline shader. Outline mesh. Right? And then we can just go outline mesh. Oh man, we got to get to that. That's actually pretty hard. Oh, we can just set visible, right? Visible. I can't type today. BV visible equals true. And then we just need a function called hide outline. Okay, great. Easy peasy. Now, how do we get it to show and hide? Well, we know when it's been looked at. I really miss you since I was logged off my account. I quit game dev. No. Why'd you quit? But now I think I'm ready to make stuff. I need to make prototypes to see how rusty I am. It can be hard, I think, to like keep doing it. I definitely have slowed down the last couple of months. Just because like it can sometimes just be a bit boring. I don't know how to put it. Sometimes you just don't feel like it. But the important part is to just do a little bit every day. The weapon slot stays empty. It got bored because it was all boring. Yeah, I can't code in Godot. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I totally get that. Especially if you're not making any progress and you got an ad. There be ads. All the ads for the Twitch people. Welcome back. Yeah, it can be difficult to keep going, especially when you're not feeling progress being made. Okay, so how do we know when to call this? Okay, we can bring back, what we can do is we can bring back the body entered signal, body entered node 3D, and we can connect that up to camera object picker. Oh my God, not readable. And we can do the exact same thing. We know that if it's a weapon pickup, then we can say body.show outline, right? Keep it up, man. I'm rooting for you. Thank you. Oh wait, no, you're tagged out. Got the guy. Oh man. Chat's looking strange for me tonight. Hang on a second. Go back to restream. Oh, there's still stories. Keep it up. YouTube's encouraging you. Almost finished that parkour civilization thing. I'm interested to see it. People memed about it being awesome, so I'm watching. Parkour civilization thing? I don't know what you mean. Danny? Yeah, he's really funny. Is he still making content? I haven't seen him in ages. Is he even still working on games at all? I don't even know. I haven't paid attention to him in a while. He's not making content. Yeah, it's all good. He got the bag, and now he's doing whatever. No one knows where he is in Minecraft. Hang on a second. I'm almost finished with this little side adventure. Body exited. Camera. Object picker. Connect. And we can do the exact same thing. Hide outline. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if it works. Okay. The answer is it does, but it was set to visible to begin with. But yeah, okay, that's easy enough. There you go. We've got a little UI. Well, obviously we can't pick it up because we already have that. But if we dropped it, we need to fix that. Okay. I pressed the wrong button. We have other errors. We're not checking if the weapon can be dropped. If current that's silly. If current weapon slot dot weapon dot can be dropped. Do this. That's better. Okay, that's weird. Can be drugged? I guess if I had to guess what's happening here is that I've given it a weapon drop, but I haven't actually ticked the box. And that's correct. Well, can't drop? Can drop. Awesome. Okay, so the only other thing left to do is make that hidden by default. Okay, awesome. We did it. We made an outline shader for our weapon pickups. Now I just have to do it. I mean, that's like a couple of extra episodes of the tutorial, so it's good padding, I think. If you have used Unity for 6 years, would it be easy to go to Godot? Yeah, for sure. Like if you use Unity and you code in C# all the time, then picking up, like, listen, you know how to code, right? Once you know how to code in one language, coding in other languages is like super easy. Like you can pick up most of them as long as you know how to read docs. Just learn how to read docs and you'll be fine. The docs for Godot are really good and they'll help you out. You'll be able to find out, like, you know, what's what. You can ask the question, right? Like you already know what you want. Like let's say you're trying to figure out how to do timers in Godot. That's like literally the same thing. There's a couple of different ways you can do it in Godot, but like at the end of the day, if you wanted to do a delta timer, it's going to be the same. It's going to look a little different, but like you'll get it because like the update function's called process and delta time's called delta. I don't know. Like there's a couple of differences, but it's mostly the same, right? It's still game programming at the end of the day. You'll be fine, mate. If you want to try it, try it. The best thing about Godot is that it doesn't cost any money to try. It just costs you time. The unused parameter event. Signal's not even being called. Just delete it. All right, let's clean up some of these. That's the truth. I've been a web developer for 2 decades. Picking up GDScript is very easy. Hardest thing is keeping track of the shaders. That shaders are C# and the rest is JavaScript, Python hybrid. Yeah. That part always kind of weirded me out. The fact that the shaders are so different is declared but never explicitly used. I mean, yeah. This I have issues with. Animation state updated is declared but never used. This we can get rid of. It's in motion. Animation state updated. No, but it is used. It's just not used in this. It's used in subclasses. Class variable speed blend is declared but never used in the class. Is it though? Speed blend is never used. Okay. That one I know that we can delete. Okay, fine. Animation update sprint duration is declared on ground. Update sprint duration. I bet you this is used in the sprint function. And in the it's in the subclasses where these signals are being used. I wish it would know that. You know what I'm saying? Or is it not being used? Is it actually not being used and I'm just wrong? Okay, maybe it actually isn't being used. I don't know. Music's gone. Okay, so what is this actually? Sprint on ground signal update sprint duration. Okay, so if I just comment that out, does it break anything? I'm really skeptical that's actually true. Clean these up a bit. I guess the game runs, so that's your answer. It does work. I'm not drawing a shadow. I just realized that. That's kind of weird. Why is that? This would be something to do with the shaders. Is there not a keyword you could use ahead of the signal to indicate this is a parent class and to add to the ignore? If there is, I'm not aware of it. I should probably check. Because for sure, like without a doubt, I can tell you that where is it? The state one that I've got, I can just click this. This finished animation, this finished signal is definitely being used. If you go to run, finish.emit idle, like that's it there. So yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I go to signal. Using signals. Let's have a look at the documentation, see if they mention anything. Maybe I'll have to dig into the... I could just Google it. Someone's probably got the answer. Someone's probably already asked the question and Reddit has the answer, or Stack Overflow, somebody there. This is just your basic how a scene works and how the signals connect in the UI. Not really that interesting, is it? Godot, parent, class, signal, debugger, debug, warning. I don't know. GD script warning system complements static typing, but it can work without static typing too. You must enable advanced settings to see GD script warnings. You can find a list of warnings. Okay, ignore specific warnings. Insert an annotation, warning, ignore. Okay, so I can do that. Oh, I can also click the ignore. Wait, there's a button I can press. Oh, wait, no, there's no button I can press here. What the heck? Is this old version of Godot? 4.3. I don't have that. Also, almighty Mr. PK, welcome to the stream. I just saw that it's the first time. Warning, ignore unused variable. I think the in the editor warning triangle at the bottom of the page. Ah, thank you. Warning, ignore unused signal. There you go. Just added the tag for me. Awesome. Now, animation state updated. I don't actually know. You know what I'm saying? I think it is being used, but I have to check. Animation state updated. You saved me. So when the sprint... Okay, so when you go into the run and set direction, animation state updated. There it is there. It is being used. Animation state updated. Definitely being used. Okay. So let's click this and unused signal. Go there. Warning, ignore unused signal. Projectile is never used in... Oh, that's an easy fix. I know how to do that. One body entered. We may use it in the future. That's essentially why it's there. Parameter normal is never used. Well, that's another easy fix. Oh, we got rid of all our warnings. How good is that? So now when I run, I won't have any warnings. Awesome. And just like that, we've cleaned up the project and made it better. And we're making good progress here. We're very close. I keep saying that. I love an empty debug bar. Me too. I keep saying that I'm really close to being finished with this template, but every time I come back to it, like every day, I'm like, this hasn't been implemented yet. This hasn't been implemented yet. We still don't have ammo for the weapons. We really need to do that. Otherwise, how do you even replenish ammo, right? So we haven't thought about that. And I still really want to go over the weapon manager and make sure that it's like really clean, because I'm kind of deciding at this point, it was kind of a mistake to take the FPS weapon system and just dump it in here, because there are things in it that I don't need. And so now I'm having to take stuff out. So like maybe I should have written it from scratch, but you know, it is what it is. We're at this point now. I'm going to have to go through it and check it. Sometimes you make a mistake. Let's do a raid, because we've got a lot of people on Twitch today. Who we got? Send it, Rithia Tomy, Pirate Software. Well, he's probably a bit too big for me to raid. We're going to search for Godot people. Who's actually using Godot? People put it in the tag and then not actually using it. It really annoys me. We did it. Right, there's no Godot people online, so we're just gonna have to find somebody else. This is not English. Yeah, I don't know. Why can't I find anyone that... Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Who is that? Or Almighty Mr. PK. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Same category. Honestly, I don't know. Game dev time, Portal 2 later? Mad Chirpy? Man, there's no one streaming this time of night, eh? Alright. We're going there. Is he speaking English?
Whoops.
He is. The reason I checked that is because I have accidentally sent my streamers to a Spanish speaker one time, which was a bit embarrassing. We don't want to repeat that, because it was really awkward. She's really great. She's made a lot of good products for Godot. But you guys don't want to get stuck listening to a Spanish stream. Some of you might speak Spanish, but I don't. So Send It Software is streaming Godot. Oh, is he? Well, it's too late now. I pressed it. Wait, Send It Software. Let's go. Send It Software. Wait. Where is that? Why isn't that in my list? Send It Software. Godot game development. I think he follows me, actually. I totally snubbed him. Let's go.
Bowtie, I'm gonna come knock on your door.
Alright guys, thank you for hanging around. I really appreciate it. Let's just mute that a second while that happens. And YouTube people, I've got to do this. I actually forgot to do the shout out to the other people. It's okay. Where the hell is that? YouTubies, thank you for the support. Jips has a color pants wrap, Big Green Nike, Jai Spricky T, YGG, Scoremonger, Mrs. Buckle, oh yeah dude, IJS Bear. Really appreciate it. All the best. I'll see you guys Wednesday, tomorrow. I'm not too sure. But anyways, I'll be back. And hopefully my camera will be fixed up. Alright. Goodbye.